we're growing old. 'Cause I've been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players. The attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
It is Friday night on talkSPORT. It is the Sports Bar Weekender. I'm Adam Catterall. Alongside me, the one and only Mr. Jamie O'Hara. That's right, we've got an action-packed show lined up for you. Quiz is coming up at around about 11:30. We'll be getting stuck into all the big games coming up this weekend. Of course, everything involving Arsenal and Leeds tomorrow. 8 o'clock kickoff, we've got Liverpool and Newcastle. We've got an extra long day when it comes to Premier League football tomorrow. And then, of course, all attention will be turning towards Spurs versus Manchester City on Sunday afternoon. If you're off to a game this weekend, you're more than welcome to come and join us and get stuck in. Let us know about your pre-match routine. 03717 22 33 44. It's the Sports Bar Weekender. Now then, check this out. Does it feel a bit weird sat in that chair?
I'll tell you what, mate, it does actually, but I'll tell you what, I love it. You know, it's about time I get to, relax, put my feet up.
Kick back,
go back to a bit of punditry, let you run the show, mate. This is nice.
You're here for pure brain power today, mate. Insider knowledge, insight is what you're here for.
I'll be honest, I'm here for the cash. I've got a wedding to pay for, mate. And the slot come up and I said, Adam Catterall, Friday night, count me in.
Let's get amongst it. Exactly that, mate. If you want to get involved in the show, you're more than welcome to come and join us. 03717 22 33 44. Big weekend for your old boys, isn't it?
Oh, mate, massive. It is a massive weekend, Cats. We're in trouble. Spurs need to get a result. I was obviously doing a sports bar throughout the week, and Spurs fans saying, we'll lose this one, and we'll keep letting Arsenal slip up and we'll hand Man City. No, we cannot hand Man City anything. We need 3 points.
Yeah.
We've got tough fixtures coming up. I'm not looking over my shoulder just yet, but I'm on the swivel. Do you know what I mean? I'm on the half turn, Cats. Scanning. I'm like Xavi in there right now, I'm not fully retreating.
You can sense that danger.
I can sense it. There's someone there. I'm not quite sure who it is yet, but I'm on the half turn. But if we don't get results over the next 4 games, mate, I'm fully doing the backward step and looking at West Ham, Nottingham Forest and Leeds. So, listen, we need results.
Why are the majority of Spurs fans then that are ringing you up, why are they more concerned about what Arsenal are getting up to rather than themselves?
Well, I just think that's the situation where we find ourselves. We're a massive rival, aren't we, with Arsenal? They've gone to new heights, and you got to credit them where credit's due. They've done really well. They're top of the league, but Spurs fans just hate to see Arsenal do anything better than them. And last season, look, we won the Europa League, so we could shove it down their throats a little bit. We won a trophy, even though Arsenal had a decent season. But this season, it's looking like obviously Arsenal could potentially win the league, and Spurs fans can't get their head around it. But Cats, I keep saying it. We can't be that club anymore.
No.
We can't be that club. We have to worry about ourselves. Spurs need to worry about their own fixtures, their own performances, their own points. We can't be the club that says we don't want Arsenal to win anything, so let's all cheer on Man City. No, that can't be the case.
What does success look like for you then this season?
Winning the Champions League.
Winning the Champions League?
Yeah, why not?
Look, listen, I'm asking you the question. You're the voice on Spurs, mate. So winning the Champions League, but then league position has to be an important factor as well, doesn't it?
Not if we win the Champions League, it don't matter where we. It don't matter.
Hang on. Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right. I know that you spoke about this week off air.
Go on.
Would you take relegation if you could win the Champions League?
Why have you thrown that question at me?
You just said that it doesn't matter if you win the Champions League. If you win the Champions League, league position doesn't matter. So if you finish in the bottom 3, but win the Champions League, and I offered you that now, would you take it?
Do Arsenal win the title?
I'm not. You've just told me that we're not concentrating on Arsenal. We're not even bothered about what they're getting up to. All on Spurs. You win the Champions League. So that means Arsenal haven't won it.
So we win the Champions League.
You win it. It's yours. The big ears is yours, mate, but you're off to the Championship. Yeah.
We get relegated. So we could potentially be playing Real Madrid next season.
In the Championship,
and Preston.
Yeah. Real Madrid on a Wednesday night. You're down at Deepdale on a Saturday.
That's right. The more I think about it, and I think we have got a chance of winning the Champions League. It's a slim chance, but we have, because we're good in the Champions League. I'll take that. I'll take it.
You would take relegation?
I would take it.
And a Champions League win.
If we win the Champions League, that's etched in your history forever. All right? No one remembers Aston Villa in the Championship. No one remembers Newcastle in the Championship. No one remembers West Ham in the Championship. They've been there. If we have to go and do a season there, it's another trophy. 3 seasons, 3 trophies. Europa League, Champions League, and then the Championship. And then we come back up and bosh, we're flying. Give me Champions League and relegation.
That is where Spurs are at right now. You are claiming Championship promotion, winning the league there as a major trophy in the club's history.
I would take that.
Or even the playoffs. If you take the playoffs.
No, we've got to win it. We've got to win it.
So you would take relegation and the Champions League win?
Champions League?
Yeah, listen, it's mega.
If we win the Champions League, that's huge. That's a massive, massive part of our history. Like winning Europa League, look at Spurs fans, how they were. If you won the Champions League, you get relegated. I mean, come on. I can't see that. I can't see either happening. But I would take it. I would 100% take it. I'd take Champions League and a season in the Championship.
GJ, are you there, mate?
Hello, Adam. You all right?
I'm very well, mate. Are you listening to this geezer here? He's all right with relegation as long as you win the Champions League.
Yeah, I'll say that.
You're all in as well. Go on then, son.
Well, if we got relegated, everyone knows we'll come back up. We're a big club. We would come back up, yeah? But winning the Champions League is just a one-off for Tottenham. When we played Liverpool in the 2019 final, I put $2,000 on Liverpool to win.
What? You backed against your own club?
Of course you did.
Yeah, right. I won £1,000. I wanted to lose the money. And by the way, I'm not advocating gambling, right? This is just me, right? It's just my own decision. I wanted to lose the money because I would pay £2,000. I'd pay £5,000 to see Spurs win the Champions League. Tottenham Hotspur win the Champions League. Are you crazy? That's just like stuff.
Come on, Cats. I'm gonna get your head around this. Like, genuinely, I'm gonna get your head around this. I know it's a ridiculous thing to say, right? But imagine winning the Champions League. The Champions League.
Yeah, it's the mega. It's the peak of club football.
It's the daddy, right? Yeah. You get the Super Cup. I think that gets you in the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
Right?
But you're playing at Stockport on Saturday, mate.
Right, but you know what? We got to play Charlton, but then you can say, lads, look, we got Charlton on Saturday, but on Tuesday we got Barcelona. All right? And then you got Preston away on Saturday. But next week we've got Real Madrid. You know, like, come on.
It would be pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah, stick with us, lads. Stick with us.
And being, obviously, still in Champions League football, you'll be able to retain some of your players.
No one's leaving if you win the Champions League.
Yeah, but
no one's leaving. You could attract some big players, mate, as well. We could do what Wolves did. You know, when they brought in, like, Ruben Neves in the Championship and that. You know, we could say, listen, lads, look, we've gone down. We're Champions League. We've got a Super Cup coming up. We've got the Club World Cup. We'll sneak in there, all right? We've got 8 games guaranteed Champions League football. 8 games, all right? But you got to play Stoke away.
I can't even believe we're having this conversation.
Mate, I'm telling you, Spurs fans would have that.
Let's say it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
What league position do you need to hit?
Mid-table. I mean, look, if we get knocked out, I don't know, look, a draw, the draw coming up, obviously we might have a tough couple of fixtures, Atletico Madrid, whatever. If we get knocked out of the Champions League, well, then you have to finish in the top half of the table, minimum, and you have to finish the season because look, it's been a disaster. Really, we should be in Europe. I think like anything less than Europe is unacceptable for Tottenham every season. Every season, you know. And look, Tottenham might have one season where they have a bit of a stinker like last season, but we won a trophy.
You can't have back-to-back.
You can't have back-to-back stinkers because then all of a sudden you're setting a mentality in the club that this is acceptable. You know? It can't be acceptable. It can't be acceptable. So, look, we've looked good in the Champions League. Them performances in the Champions League they've got to. What's
the difference? This is a thing that I want to know. Because you have looked good in the Champions League. When I've watched you midweek, you've looked really good, and then I watch you at the weekend in the Premier League, and you look completely different side. Yeah. What is the difference? Is it the way that other teams are setting up against you?
Yeah, I think it's more the teams that set up against us. I think there's a bit more. You know, in the Champions League, because there's 33 teams or whatever, 34 teams, how many? I think there's a bit more of a freedom to go and play. I think there's a lot more caution to the win. You know, teams will go and try and express themselves. They'll try and win the games. You know, the European teams that you play against, you know, they're normally good sides themselves, so they'll back themselves to go and win the game. And then, you know, the Premier League quality shines through. That's why you've seen a lot of the, 5 of the 8.
Yeah.
Top 8 of Premier League clubs.
Yeah.
Because I think European clubs will try and win the game, think that they can go up against a Premier League side, and they get found out. I think in the Premier League, you know that there's a low block. You know that it's going to be tough. They make it hard to beat. They're on the counter. I think the teams are. I think they're probably a lot better as well than a lot of the European teams that you play. So I think Spurs have struggled.
Do you think that's why you've had recent success then in the Premier League against Man City?
Yes.
Because of the way that they play.
Yeah.
And they're a bit more open for you.
I think Spurs play better against teams that come at them. You know, I think when you see better performances from Spurs when teams will try and play against them. When you watch us against a low block, we're terrible. You
can't open it up.
No, we're bad, mate. We really struggle against low blocks and we can't find the things. We can't unlock defences. I think players that we have, they want a bit of space in behind. You know, the goal that Solanke scores against the game the other night in the Champions League, it's they're up high and bang, it's in behind. He's on it, quick goal, finish.
Yeah,
that's where the strikers in the Premier League they need space. They want space in behind. I just don't think you get it in the Premier League, and I think that's the problem that Spurs have had. I think pressure as well, right? Pressure in the Premier League, and all of a sudden you start losing games and it's not looking good. The fans are not happy. I just feel like there's a bit more freedom in the Champions League this season.
03717 22 33 44. Phone line's open for you. Spurs fans, this is for you. Would you take relegation if I could give you the Champions League right now? Get involved with the show.
It will be an underwhelming Premier League title.
It won't be.
I think it will be.
For Arsenal. If they win the title for the first time in 22
they won't
years,
care.
they will not
No,
care.
they won't care.
That it's underwhelming.
But
They'll just
everyone
think it's
else
job
will.
done. Well, yeah, last year he was giving Liverpool stick for the way they went about.
I've been
winning
proved
it.
right when you look at them this year. It wasn't.
they still won the league.
It wasn't a great Premier League
But they
last
still
year.
won the league.
Liverpool can't. That Liverpool team. That's what I said at the time. It was in March. We're at the Cheltenham Festival. I got a lot of stick from Liverpool fans, but I stand by it. You can't talk about the Liverpool team that won the league last year in the same breath as Manchester City's treble winners, United's treble winners, Jose's Chelsea, Arsenal's invincible.
But it was the first season in their development. It's like this season for Arsenal. This is the first season that they're going to put some silverware on the board. So you don't just automatically put them into a bracket with some of the
He's all in, mate. He's all in. Keep your calls coming. 03717 223344. I'll get you on the radio in a minute. It's the Sports Bar Weekender with me, Adam Catterall and Jamie O'Hara. Did you, when you were playing, did you have any bogey teams? That you just couldn't beat them? And you should be beating them.
Chelsea. Chelsea was always a bogey team. But
home and away.
Yeah, Tottenham. When I was at Tottenham, I just never got a result against Chelsea. But that Chelsea team played against was unbelievable. You know, we're talking about Ballack, Essien, John Terry, Ashley Cole, you know, Drogba up front. Their team was just ridiculous. Lampard in midfield.
Yeah, but you weren't supposed to get anything out of it.
No, I guess, no, yeah.
I'm basically referring to City at the moment. Most City fans would say, if I said, who's your bogey team, they would say Spurs. Because of the recent run, especially at the Etihad. Spurs have had some great results up there. I know the last two at Tottenham City have won in the league, this is. But they had that run where they just couldn't even score against.
Yeah, no, struggle. They do struggle against us.
4 or 5 on the spin that you won.
They do struggle against us. I don't know why that is. I don't know why. It's obviously just, you know, yeah, as you say, there are certain teams you have a bogey team against, and we do seem to be Man City's bogey team. I'm not confident going into this game. I'll be honest. I don't feel like we've shown anything to win that game. The only thing we've got going for us is that Man City do struggle against us, but our home form ain't been good enough.
Yeah, but the way that they're
got
playing...
a lot of injuries as well.
Suits the way that you play in Champions League, though, doesn't it? The way that they're set up is very similar to what you've experienced in the Champions League.
That's what I hope so. I hope that we put in a Champions League performance. We haven't conceded a goal at home in the Champions League this season.
That's mad, isn't it? When you look at your home form.
And our home form is absolutely horrendous.
I know.
You know, in the Premier, it's terrible. But in the Champions League, we ain't conceded a goal. So you look at it and go, just put that performance in. Like, just produce that performance. I don't know what it is. It's a bit, you know, because it's under the lights on a midweek, players get up for it, Champions League, I don't know, but we've got to produce in the Premier League. I'm not confident because I feel like Man City now will probably try and go through the gears with Mark Gay and Semenyo, you know, Haaland's back scoring goals. So I just, look, I'm not confident, but let's hope we got to try and get something from the game. We have to.
Wayne's a United fan, right? And he's got something for you on you winning the Champions League. Wayne, how are you, mate?
Hiya, cat man. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm all right, Wayne.
Oh, my God. How are you doing, pal? Yeah, right. I've watched you on telly all week.
Go on.
I spend about 1,000 miles a week listening to you up and down the M6. Jackman has been at it all.
Have we lost him? Oh, we got him, right. He's been giving it the big one all week, has he? Go on.
Oh, I've been sat in a queue for half an hour going up the M6.
Yeah.
I've not been able to get on. Cundy's been at it, getting his hair off with him. While you're there, Catman, just push over the table and give Jamie's head a wobble, mate.
What's he been on? What's his problem?
He planted the seed the other night, right, you Spurs fans? Do you want us to get beat? Cundy was ripping him. I'm trying to get on the phone. This is your team. And then this Champions League? Oh, come on, Jamie.
Hold on. Wayne. Wayne.
No, I've not got a dog in this fight, mate.
Wayne, hold on. Wayne, I'm just looking at the Champions League table. Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Newcastle.
You know what?
I can't see Man United. I can't see you. Hold on, I've got the Europa League table on the next page. Hold on, just having a look. Hold on.
I get it. I
Can't see you, mate. Can't see you. Pipe yourself down, son.
Listen, I knew I was going to get this, but bear in mind, get City out of the way, and then I have got the pleasure next Saturday dinner of watching your lot getting a caning. Now,
mate, we've done you 4 times last season. You've won 2 games, and all of a sudden you're world beaters. Calm down, you.
You're getting as bad as Cundy with this Super Cup, World Cup, whatever it is now. You're going on about the Europa League.
Yeah.
You beat a Stretford 11 because we was awful.
Mate, we beat you in the final, mate. We beat you in the final.
Oh, come on. Jamie, that was the worst final on record.
Doesn't matter. Win's a win. Clean sheet, 1-0. Thanks for coming. Yeah?
Honestly, God, you don't know how much. I don't know. I was laughing at Zachariah. I don't know who talks more dribble, you or him. So just one thing before we go. Jamie, next week, if you get beat tomorrow, mate, and Forest win, and then you get beat at ours,
I know.
You're in. I'm checking that.
Yeah, but he's winning Champions League. He's told you that.
No, but we're Champions League winners,
He's going to win Champions League.
It's not a problem, mate. I'll play Preston next season. No problem with that.
That's just who we are, mate.
Love it. Phil, how are you, mate?
I'm good, boys. How are you doing?
Yes, pal. Come on. Spurs for Champions League, yeah or nay?
Well, I'd like to do it because it's an English team, but just wanted to say, Jamie, as a Leeds fan, the Championship is not easy, mate. It is not easy.
Yeah, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle getting back, mate. That's it. You get relegated, you're not coming back.
Hold on a minute. Just because you've got lost down there for about 15 years, don't worry about us, son. All right? You went down there absolutely skint, and it took you 10 years to get out of it. The Spurs will go down there, we'll smash it up, we'll get 120 points, and we'll come back Champions League winners. Do you know, like...
You'll be everybody's cup final, though, mate. You know what I mean? So, like you said about Spurs going into Champions League, you're just going and the players up the level. When in Championship, he's going to think, Spurs are in town. We're going to rough them up and we'll knock them all apart.
Phil, listen, I know you had a tough innings in there, mate. I know the Championship was hard times for you, all right? But don't you worry about us. If we got relegated, all right, we would romp that Championship by 20, 30 points. Come on.
Listen, Phil's helping you out there with a bit of PTSD. They're still suffering, the Leeds guys. They've been there, done it and got the T-shirt. They're just having you a bit of advice there, pal.
Yeah, but Phil, I'm sorry, mate. You might end up down there anyway. We might be playing you next season in the Championship.
Look at you. You're just throwing bombs at everybody, aren't you? So on a serious note regarding this game from a City point of view, right? How big is this week for them? Obviously, they've got you away from home, bogey team, so they've got to get something there. Midweek, they've got the second leg of the Carabao Cup, haven't they, against Newcastle? And then next weekend, they go to Liverpool. In terms of the Championship race, this next 7 days are absolutely massive, aren't they?
Absolutely massive. Massive weekend. It'd be interesting to see what Phil thinks, because Leeds obviously have got Arsenal, right? So, let me tell you, Phil, I fancy us. I think you can get something from that game. Because, all messing about, Leeds are good. I've watched you recently. Yous are a good side. I think you can cause Arsenal problems.
At home, yeah, definitely we can cause anyone a problem at home. You know what I mean? It's just the way he's got us playing. I was a bit worried, but then all of a sudden Farker changed his formation, and all of a sudden we look like...
Yeah.
I'm not worried going into a fix now. We'll go to our road thinking we can do something here. I'm not worried at all.
I genuinely think that they could cause problems. And Man City obviously play first, right? That game is going to be after. So Man City could get even closer if they beat us. So it's all to play for. And I think there's going to be twists and turns because, look, we're not watching a Man City team and that Liverpool team when they went on, went on that crazy run of them both winning every week and no one could get anything from the games. I think we're watching two teams who, are brilliant sides, but there's cracks in the armour. Man City concede goals, they give up chances, they let teams back in second halves of games. Arsenal, they can get a bit shaky. We know what they do. They can. People say they can bottle it. They've struggled to score goals in open play. So I think there's twists and turns. I don't think it's going to be now all of a sudden Arsenal going to go and win every game, Man City going to win every game. They are going to lose games, both of them.
Right. I'm going to ask you a tactical thing now regarding City. Cool. He's never going to do this, but I want you to use your managerial brain on this, right? Go on.
My Billy-Ricky brain.
I want you to go there, right?
Coming in.
Given your recent history at Spurs and given the personnel that you've currently got, for example, Rodri's not back to being Rodri yet, right? Would you play two holding midfielders rather than just the one? I.e., would you bring Nico O'Reilly into midfield with Rodri, put two holders in there, Nori can play left back, Nunes can play your right back, and then, I don't know, maybe you Phil Foden in the 10 or whatever it may be, for this particular game, just to give a bit more stability?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad shout. I think Rodri has struggled. I think you're right. He's come back and he's still trying to find his legs. I think it's going to take him time. It can take a year to get over an ACL. I think, look, Spurs will try and overrun Man City in midfield. And I think that's where, in recent games when I've watched us play against Man City, we've had Pape Sarr, we've had energy in there, and we've overrun them in midfield. Whether that happens with Pep Guardiola, if he thinks about changing it. But yeah, I would definitely think about, is Nico Gonzalez fit?
No, Nico O'Reilly is who I'm saying.
Oh, so you're going to put
alongside Rodri, because he's a bit lightweight, but next to Rodri, he's got the legs to do what Rodri can't do at this moment in time.
I like Nico O'Reilly at left back.
Yeah, he's great.
I like him there.
But you've got Nuri, who you could play there at left back.
Yeah, but Nuri hasn't really done it for me, which is surprising, actually, because I thought he was a really good signing for them, but he hasn't really produced. So, I mean, look, tactically, Pep could do that. Will he? Probably not.
He's never going to do that.
No, he's not going to do that. But I think, look, controlling the midfield, I've always said, look, whenever I've played football, whenever I've coached football, managed football, if you control the midfield, if you win your midfield, you win the game. Yeah. That's what I always think. And whatever level I've played at, that always seems to be the case. If you've got a better midfield than the other team, you always seem to win. That's why I think Man United struggled so much with Amorim, because they was always playing two in midfield and they was always getting overrun because everyone plays three in midfield. And that's why and then all of a sudden it changes. They go back to a three in midfield. What happens? Man United look decent because they've actually got some good players. You've got to control the midfield area. You've got to be on top in the midfield area. And I think if Spurs do that at the weekend, we cause problems. I don't know what team we're going to play. I don't even know who's fit. We've got 14.
You might get a game, mate, if you turn up.
I've been playing a bit of paddle cats, Timber's coming off. Might get a game. Might get me in there.
03717 223344. City fans, would you make that tactical switch? Two in midfield rather than just the one, just to give a little bit more extra cover for Rodri and obviously your centre halves. Well, I know you got Gay coming in there, but you got a little bit.
Gay's massive, mate. Gay is a huge signing for them because that is, for me, is where they've been massively causing themselves problems at the back. They set pieces. They give up chances, they give up goals. Mark Gay coming in, he is huge. That changes everything for me.
He's left-sided there.
Yeah, he's just perfect, mate. He's unbelievable signing. It's a great signing.
03717 223344. We'll get you on the radio next.
problem I have with him, he done it again on the weekend against Arsenal. He played a pass to Mbeumo, and he was at fault for a poor pass. And he's thrown his arms up at Mbeumo, and then Mbeumo's actually giving him some back of like, come on, as a player, you don't players throwing your arm.
Why is that wrong? That happens all the time.
I was going to say.
But as a player, having played it at the game, anybody throws your arms up at you, you always have, you don't like it.
This Sunday morning, Arsenal invincible and former captain Tony Adams will be live on the Sunday edition with Sean Custis and Henry Winter. He'll give you his reaction to the result against Leeds. And the boys will get his take on whether Arsenal can win the Premier League. Mikel Arteta's impact on the club, whether William Saliba and Gabriel are the best centre-back pairing in the world, and much, much more. That's Mr. Arsenal, Tony Adams, live on Sunday edition this Sunday morning from 9 p.m. When I say 9 p.m, I mean 9 a.m, because it's in the morning, of course.
Get it right, Cats. Come on, mate. It's not hard over there, is it?
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Jez, how are you, mate?
Hey, boys, you all right?
Yeah, we're good, man. Who's your team, Jez?
I'm a gooner.
Right, come on, pal. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I just had to phone up because if it isn't the most Spursy thing I've ever heard you say, to say, well, yeah, I'd take relegation. Yeah, give me relegation, but we might win the Champions League.
No, I've not said we might. I've said I'll take relegation if we win the Champions League.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Could you imagine, right? Just get on this, Jez. I'm going to set up a scenario for you.
Imagine it. No.
Right? We get relegated. Yeah, we get relegated, and we've got the Champions League final after we get relegated. Arsenal in the final.
I know,
You've bottled the league like you always do.
Yeah.
And then we beat you in the final, so you don't win a trophy again.
Let's get back to reality a little bit. I mean, if we were both in the final, you wouldn't be beating us, would you?
Oh,
the Thursday thing.
Champions League, we're a different outfit, Jez. Different outfit.
Yeah, I don't mean you're a different outfit in the Champions League, but I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. Like, you are dead right. It'd be the most Spursy thing in the universe to win the Champions League and get relegated in the same season.
Do you know what, though, mate? You'd take it. I think you would take it.
No, it's a gooner. I wouldn't have taken your last season.
You'd take it, mate.
I hate it when people say, "Oh, we won a trophy." You finished 17th.
Yeah, how many trophies did you win last season?
Look, let me see.
How many trophies did you win, Jez? How many trophies did you win?
Game. For me to have watched what you watched would mean I'd have had to watch like 90% of the games I watched would have been losing every week. I would not swap Arsenal season for Spurs. Sod the Europa League.
Well, you know, we won it.
Yeah, no, I'm not knocking you for that.
Big old trophy, mate.
Yeah, it's the second tier one.
Open top bus parade, around North London. Where were you?
We were busy planning this season. It's going really well.
How you feeling about tomorrow against Leeds, mate?
Don't. It's not a good time to be playing anyone at the minute. Can we just have a month off to get ready?
What are you talking about? See, you're talking about Spursy. Look, this is you. You're more Spursy than us. When it gets to this time of the season in February, you absolutely bottle it. You don't want to play anyone. All of a sudden, every game's a tough game.
I still think we're going to win the league, though. I just think we're going to stumble over it rather than run away with it. But yeah,
listen, you ain't stumbling over the Premier League, mate. You got to go and win it. If you ain't stumbling,
but I just think we're better than everyone else. But I don't think it's going to be tight, and I think we'll just nick it.
Listen, you're only better than everybody else if you finish top, mate.
Well, that's it.
The best team finish number one, don't they?
That is it, and it never lies. You can never say, "Oh, we should have won it that year. We shouldn't have." It's always true, isn't it?
Listen, if you start to stumble, City will smell blood, mate.
Tough game, this, by the way. Tough game tomorrow for you, Jez.
The City will stumble more than us between now and the end, and I think the gap will only get wider.
Yeah, but think about it, right? If Leeds go and turn you over at 3 o'clock tomorrow, right, and then they're going to beat Spurs on Sunday,
1 point.
1 point, mate.
Yeah, I get it. I do hear you, but I just don't. I think we'll steady the ship tomorrow. A nice sort of 2-0 win. That'll be that.
At Leeds, away from home, that'll be a great win. That's a tremendous win if you can do that.
You know, we'll just outplay them. You know, Leeds are a very good outfit. They look the part, but we will.
What do you mean you outplay them? What are you on about? You ain't going to outplay them. You're just going to score a couple of set pieces.
That'll do. That's outplaying them, innit? Scoring 2 set pieces.
Honestly,
and then defending.
You ain't outplayed anyone for about 6 months.
Or not. You've got to take it. Look, the win's the win. That's all that matters. No one will remember that when it says our name on the trophy.
No,
you're right.
And you know what? That is genuinely all that matters. You know, if you win the league this season with how you've played, and look, you know, you have played certain games, and I've watched you, and you've been breathtaking, but you have struggled recently, and you are relying on set pieces. I mean, you know, OG's one of your top goal scorers. You know, so you know, OG's getting a move to Bayern Munich in the summer.
Getting golden boot, mate.
Yeah, he's a golden boot at Arsenal, and they're just going to get all the lads who scored OGs. Going to turn up at the end of the season.
Yusuf, how are you, mate?
All right, come on.
Yes, very well
Yusuf?
indeed. Very well indeed, mate. Come on.
How are you, mate?
All right, I was your favourite on the sports bar. What happened?
What do you mean, what happened? Nothing happened. You just phoned up talking garbage.
Have you been?
Yeah, I want to make an apology to you if you're still feeling it.
Yusuf, you don't need to apologise to me, mate.
Because we used to do riddles, you remember?
Yeah, I know, but you were so bad at them, we had to bin you off.
No, I was beating you guys, I remember.
How are you feeling about tomorrow's game against Leeds, pal?
It will be difficult, but I think we will get over it.
Yeah?
Come on, Spurs, beat Man City, do us a favour.
That's why you rang up to be his mate, right? Okay.
Fans, they all want Spurs. They're all Spurs fans.
They're all fickle, mate, aren't they?
Sunday, mate, I'm telling you, all Arsenal fans, they're going to love, they're going to love the Spurs.
That's it. All week he comes on giving you abuse, mate, and then all of a sudden, when he needs a favour, yeah, let's all be mates. Adam, how are you, pal?
All right, mate. How are you?
All right,
I'm good. I've just read the notes on your call here, Ad. Go on, mate. Give it to him.
Well, first of all, Jamie, you said if you play Arsenal in the final of the Champions League, you're great in Europe. But it's like the equivalent of a Premiership game, isn't it?
Well, it's not, because it's it's not your place, it's not our place, but it's in a neutral ground. You know?
You know what?
It's a Champions League final. And there's only really one team that have turned up recently in Europe, and that is Spurs.
Sorry, I didn't realise we won 8 out of 8, but there you go.
I'm just, I know, but I'm just giving you facts, Ad. I'm giving you facts.
Well, I'm giving you facts. You're absolutely deluded if you think you can win the Champions League. You can't even beat Wolves.
I know, mate. We're a good team against Dortmund. Good team against Bodo Glimt, Copenhagen. We're a good side in Europe. We struggle in the Premier League, mate. Dortmund, good team.
Clutching at straws. Every time you beat someone, they're a good team.
Frankfurt, mate, good team.
Well, I wish you all the best, and I'll buy you a box of Scottish tissues.
Ad, if we win a trophy this season, right, and it is the Champions League, you will be devastated.
I don't think I'll ever call up again. Have a lovely weekend, fellas.
And you, mate. I love the honesty, though, mate. He comes in there, no messing about.
Let me tell you now, Cats. Arsenal are worried. I've not.
What are they worried about, though? Are they more worried about themselves, or are they worried about you?
I think they're worried about themselves, and they're worried about Spurs actually doing something again. But I think they're worried because recently, I've noticed Arsenal fans phoning up the station, and it's all gone a bit, a bit nervy, getting a bit shaky. And
yeah, but they've been here before. They've been in this situation before, where they've been ahead at this part of the season and it's not gone their way. It's a different animal this year. There's no doubt about that. So you can understand their trepidation. I don't think they're worried about you. Come on, be honest.
No, I think they are, mate. I think they're worried. We've got a North London derby coming up.
Yeah,
that is.
When's that? End of Feb.
It's end of Feb. It's at Spurs. We'll have injuries back. People will be getting back fit. We'll have a fully fit squad. Hopefully, Kulusevski might. Be back by then, but we'll have, a few more boys back. I'm telling you, that game could,
beside the league.
Yeah, it could be Another nail in the coffin of Arsenal, you know?
Look at him, right? He's had all week of this, and I thought on Friday he'll come. He'll be chill on Friday. Nah, man. He's chosen violence again.
I thought if I'm going to sit in this chair, I've got to go 2 foot.
James, how are you, mate? You good? You there, James?
James?
Hello?
Yeah, we got you, James. There you go, pal. You're on, mate. What do you want to say?
I just want to say, you're on about Man City catching Arsenal. I'm not being funny. What about United?
Catching who?
Catching Arsenal. Arsenal bottled it.
They got more chance of catching a cold.
What, like Tottenham winning the Champions League? Do you know what I mean? Come on.
James has got the Carrick bug. I can feel it, mate. You've got the bug, haven't you?
No bug. It's just facts, isn't it? I mean,
what's facts? You've won 2 and look good.
No, it's not about winning 2. We've won more trophies than you had goals. You know what I mean? Come on.
Right. Well, hang on a minute. This is years and years and years ago.
It doesn't matter. It's history. What I'm talking about now. City, right? Yeah. Fair play can catch Arsenal, but Arsenal, right? They ain't done nothing. People talk about Arsenal like they're this, they're that. They ain't done nothing, right? Well, their strikers, no goals in 13. Yeah. Trossard, no goals in 11. Yeah.
They are struggling. They're struggling for goals.
You know, if Arsenal are going to bottle it like they always do,
right?
I'm just saying that.
And United are going to. Are you saying that United are going to win the league?
No, not going to win the league, but you're saying about City catching Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other teams that are playing better than City. They lost to Bodo Glimt.
Yeah, I know, but you're not catching Arsenal, but you can have a say in the season, for sure.
Well, we've caught teams how many times being 12 points behind?
I know, Joe.
So are you saying that you're going to catch Arsenal?
No, but I'm saying is you're talking about City catching Arsenal.
Yeah. So but you're now saying Man United. So are you saying Man United are going to catch Arsenal?
Well, over City, yeah.
What are you talking about, man?
What are you on about?
Yeah, and United have got a better form than Man City in the last 5 games.
Correct. That is correct. Last 5 games is a key thing that you just said there. Last 5 games.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. So, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So you're saying City for what reason?
Because there's so many more points in front of you.
Because they want it. It doesn't matter.
Because there's 4 points between them and Arsenal, right? And by Sunday it could be 1.
I get that.
Right.
What I'm saying is it just Man City in the title race?
Oh, Aston Villa are?
Yeah.
Aston Villa are?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just saying the equation should between Man City, it should be also, like you said, Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah. United and Fulham are in form teams. We've got Fulham coming up.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to dispute what you're saying.
Are you saying you're in the title? Are you saying that you're in the title race?
We're not in the title race.
What are you saying then?
What did you rank up for then? What are you saying?
What do you mean? It's not a title race. A minute ago you had if Tottenham could get relegated if they won the Champions League. Right,
yeah, but that's not the title race, is it? That's
No, but it's all misbelief, isn't it? What can be, nonsense.
Yeah, I know, but that is a realistic, actual thing that could happen. Spurs could go down.
We've got the best chance of catching Arsenal. I agree, Tony. I agree. But I'm saying, don't forget about United, please, Jamie.
Well, listen, if you turn Fulham over this weekend, I think a lot of people will start to take you a little bit more seriously. It's easy to get up for the big games, isn't it? It's easy to get up for the big ones.
I'm only having a wind up. I'm just glad to get on
James, James, can I actually genuinely ask you a question? James,
wait, before you go,
I want to ask you a question. Michael Carrick, all right, if he keeps winning games and he keeps doing a good job that he's doing, could he get the job?
Well, listen, Ruben haven't got the job. He is our worst manager. I don't know. I think with United, there's so much in the background that we all know about. It don't matter who's got the job. We won 2 games. It's nothing. I know that. We beat Man City. We outplayed and whatnot. But in Arsenal, we made them cry as usual. Over the black shirts on. I don't know. Carrick, no one deserves the job really, because 2 games don't mean nothing. But if he gets in the Champions League, I'll be happy. That's all I can say. Deserving the job, I don't know. Because if he loses 2 games, he's up for the sack. Do you know what I mean? So,
James, have a good night, mate. Take care, pal.
See you later, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're not in a title race.
He came on with one argument, argued against himself, beat himself, and then started a new argument. That's amazing. 03717 22 3344. You listen to the Sports Bar Weekender on talkSPORT. We'll get you back on the radio next.
got to say, though, I mean, I am with Dino on this one, really, as opposed to yourself, Jay. But I think Thomas Frank should be given Tom. I think the trouble is, you see, it's too easy to sort of say, oh, we're not doing well, sack the manager, right? He's only been in the job 6 months. Let's be frank here, right? I'm going to spell it out for the other fans, right? They're listening to your glorious channel, right? We finished 17th in the league. He has not taken over a team that finished in the top 4. We qualified the Champions League because we won that trophy.
Yeah, we won the Europa League and we had a load of injuries and we sacked off the Premier League at the end of last season. So, yeah, I know we finished 17th and it wasn't good enough. I get that. But there needed to be a massive improvement. With the players that we've got, we shouldn't be where we are in the table. You can't... The performances, Chris, are not acceptable in the Premier League. That's your bread and...
Big day on Monday. Transfer window closes. And right here on talkSPORT, we'll have you covered for anything and everything that is going to happen.
The countdown is on and the window is about to slam shut. Transfer deadline day is here again and the football world means business. We'll bring you the bargains, the whispers, every deal, every twist. Which superstar signing is about to shake this season to its core? The biggest breaking stories, and we bring them to you.
It's been that kind of bonkers window.
An unbelievable window.
One of the all-timers. It's been a busy transfer window.
talkSPORT keeps you in the know. This is Transfer Deadline Day. This is talkSPORT.
I'll tell you what, just watching that video, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, that's immense. Immense production. Ready for the transfer deadline day finale this Monday. Finishes at 7 o'clock. And there's a special talkSPORT programme hosted by Mr. Deadline Day himself, Mr. Jim White. Former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy will be alongside him, and our chief football correspondent Alex Crook. Join Jim and a host of experts from 6:30 that follows Deadline Day Drive with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. Did you ever have a Deadline Day?
No. I went on loan in January, but no.
But you weren't one of them like odd and wingy. You didn't have one right on the cusp.
No, never had a moment really.
See, they always wanted you at the start of the window, didn't they?
They always wanted me early doors.
Get you in.
Get me in. Sign him up. Look at him. He's flying.
Listen, transfer news with Intuit QuickBooks. Time now to get a little bit of an update on the transfer window.
Self-assessment support on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Easily beat the deadline drama with Intuit QuickBooks. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
I'll tell you what, this is one that's just coming in the last few hours or so. Curtis Jones, Liverpool midfielder.
Yeah.
Inter Milan. What do you make of that?
I don't think they should be letting him go, to be honest. I like Curtis Jones. I think he's a good player.
Legs in midfield for them, isn't it?
He's got legs. You know, he gets up and down. He can produce big moments. Is he world class? No, but I like him. I think he's a really talented football player. He's from the area. I think people can relate to him and get behind him. I don't think Liverpool really should be getting rid of anyone right now. He probably thinks that he's not in their best 11, is he? When you think about their best 11, Liverpool, he probably doesn't start. But I think for him...
What an opportunity, mate. If Inter Milan...
Inter Milan, yeah. I mean, we've seen Scott McTominay, right? He goes...
Yeah.
And he goes and it becomes a legend out in Napoli. And Man United probably sit there and think, I wish we never sold him. So, Curtis Jones would probably look at that and think, why not? Go and do the same. Inter Milan's one of the biggest clubs in the world. So, yeah, I mean, great move for him. I just don't know if Liverpool should let him go.
AC Milan have accelerated their interest in Crystal Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta. There's been links, obviously, with Mateta and Nottingham Forest. I think they had a 35 million bid from Forest rejected. They're looking for 14 million quid. Listen, Mateta's class, man. Is he? I think for that mid-table Premier League side, he's class. Therefore, for AC Milan, he'd probably accelerate. Because if you look at Højlund going from Manchester United over to Napoli, he's hit the ground running. He's doing all right over there, isn't he? You know what I mean? So therefore, there's probably more goals for him in.
Do you know, Mateta misses the most chances in the Premier League.
I didn't know that stat.
He misses so many.
Is that an actual official stat, or have you just gone off your eyes?
Well, I'm telling you, if you get the stats up.
I thought you were giving me an official Opta stat then.
I can give you, the O'Hara stats.
Okay, right, yeah. You've watched enough of him to go he misses too many.
Mateta misses a lot of chances. And he's so hit and miss. He can be really good, don't get me wrong. He can be a really good player, and I like him. But he can also be really bad. And I think, look, at Crystal Palace, he's a top player for them. AC Milan? Are we talking about, we're talking about Italian giants here? Royalty.
Yeah, yes.
AC Milan?
But we're talking 2026 AC Milan. With all due respect, it isn't 1990s AC Milan, isn't it? We've seen it in the Champions League, mate. We've got 5 sides through out of the 8 in the Champions League. So the powerhouse right now is the Premier League, isn't it?
£40 million. 40 million. I mean, listen, he's a good player. I like him. He's a good player, and maybe he goes there and proves me wrong. I think he's a really good player for Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest, we're going to sign him, and I'd say, okay. He's a good player for Nottingham Forest. I know AC Milan are struggling, but come on.
You think he's okay? He's not.
No, I think he's a good player. I think he's a good Premier League player.
How much?
Glenn Murray, who's a really, Glenn Murray's a really good, solid, good player. What would he? He's that's what I look at him and think Mateta is that player.
Paquetá, West Ham.
Yeah.
Obviously back off to Flamengo. Firstly, what do you make of him leaving? And then what have you made of? I saw his social media post this week where he's chatting about all sorts of bits and bats where he couldn't. Obviously,
what's he saying?
Well, he was in when he got done for the betting scandal.
Okay, yeah.
Or he got cleared for the betting scandal, and he has been tarnished with a particular brush, and therefore he has been assumed to be a certain type of person, and he's had this weight and he's had this burden on him and what have you. And he was kind of outing that a little bit this week, and he needed to leave in order to be free.
Yeah.
Once again,
I
can understand it a little bit. What do you make of him leaving the Premier League, though?
I think he's a really good player. I think he's produced massive moments for West Ham, like bits and bobs. I think he doesn't produce week in, week out. I think he can. I think he's a bit of a drifter.
Show pony, I think is the word.
Yeah, I think show pony.
Is he a luxury player?
I think he can be more than a luxury player. I say drifter. He's a bit like Eze. Eze's better, but he reminds me a bit of Eze. He's in and out of the game. When he's on, he's on. And if it's happening for him and he's getting a ball and he's feeling it, he looks great.
Yeah.
But if it's not going for him or he's not quite getting on the ball and it's not quite happening, he don't give you anything. He don't offer anything else.
Yeah.
So I think that's where he frustrates West Ham fans. And I think there's been performances where you need him to step up. You need someone like him to get hold of the game. Like Jared Bowen would go and make something happen.
Yeah.
Paqueta doesn't really do that for me. So, yeah, look, he's off. He's going over there. Flamengo are a massive club out there. So, and
it's home for him.
Yeah, and it's home. And I think, they've got 35 million quid. They'll probably take that.
Raheem Sterling, do you want him at your gaff?
I would take Raheem Sterling. I genuinely would take Raheem Sterling.
He's 31, isn't he?
He's 31. My question would be, has the lights gone out?
What do you mean?
when I say that,
has the fire gone out? Has the desire?
Yeah, has the desire to be a top player? Is it still there? Because he is a top player.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about it. Raheem Sterling is a top player, and he's produced moments in the Premier League throughout his career, which says he's a top player. Now it didn't work for him at Arsenal. Chelsea changed the way they wanted to do things, and then they binned him off. I'd like to know, because look, he's earned a lot of money.
Yes.
He's 31 years old and he's earned a lot of money. He's a very rich man. And, when you become a very rich man, you can potentially go through a little bit of the motions and...
Silk sheets, mate. We have it in boxing all the time. Do you want to go up for a run at 5 o'clock in the morning when you're getting out of bed out of silk sheets?
Yeah. And I think, I think that can happen with football players. And I think I'd like to know if his desire to be top, and I mean, as you say, first one in at training, last one to leave, improving your game, still wanting to compete, still having that desire to be the best. If that's still there, which I think it probably is.
Yeah. The noise that coming out of Chelsea was good because he was training on his own. Still, he didn't mourn. You didn't see any negativity.
So that says to me...
His attitude was bang on.
That is, your attitude can be there, but the desire.
Okay, all right.
You know, that burning, horrible.
I'll show you type vibe.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll prove you wrong. That, you know, no one can stop me. That desire, footballers can lose, and I'd like to know if he's still got that. And if he has, I would 100% take him at Tottenham. I'd give him a contract. It ain't going to be what he's on, but you know, I think he'd be a good player for us. Play him on the left. We need a left-sided midfielder. You know, and would he accept a contract to the end of the season? Probably not. But I'd definitely think about signing him.
If you were him and achieved all the things that he's achieved, and in that scenario that you're just pointing out,
yeah,
what would you do if you were him? Would you look abroad?
I think obviously abroad is obviously, you know, you look at players now.
Because he said in the past, London, that's where I want to be. But I think he's a bit more open to it now, where he's willing to go elsewhere.
Yeah, he's open to it because who's offering him.
I get that.
Yeah, you know, if who's offering you contract? If AC Milan or someone's offering you a contract, then you're open to anything, right? I think if Tottenham are on the table, I'd go to Tottenham because, as he said, London. You know, he's at home. He wants to be around here. It's Premier League. They're still a top club. You know, I don't think anyone. If you're talking about the big six, none of the big six would take him. I think Tottenham would. So if you still want to be a part of that show, then sign for Tottenham. I don't know if we're in for him. I'd definitely look at this. I'd definitely look at it.
Final one from me. Oscar Bob. Know a little bit about him. Obviously, watching him at City, he burst onto the scene. He a little mint. Obviously, he had that horrific leg break last year.
Yeah,
he's not hit the ground running this year.
No.
Is
he 22?
Yeah, he's only a baby. Yeah. So I moved to Fulham at this stage of his career to get to kind of reinvigorate what we saw at the start of last year.
Yeah, I think Fulham's a great club. I've been at Fulham. It's a fantastic football club.
They're playing some good stuff at the moment.
They're playing some good football. It's a good environment. The fans are great. The club's great. You know, I think it's a good move for him. You know, you can really kind of get away from pressure a little bit with Fulham. You know, like if he signed for Tottenham, there's scrutiny. You know, the fans can turn on you quick. I feel like at Fulham, they'll give you time to settle. They'll get behind you. You know, it's a nice atmosphere to be at. And, you know, he can find his feet again because when I've watched him play, I've seen him play really well. I've also seen him play really bad. So hopefully he's had some bad injuries. He needs to cut the season's plan. 22. He's still a kid.
Yeah, he's only just starting out, isn't he? Thanks to Intuit QuickBooks. Search Intuit QuickBooks to find out more.
Self-assessment support on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Easily beat the deadline drama with Intuit QuickBooks. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
We've got the quiz coming up in around about half an hour. Stick around for that if you want something for your WhatsApp groups this weekend. We're also going to get stuck into Liverpool versus Newcastle. 8 o'clock kickoff Saturday night. Newcastle fans, big opportunity away from home here to go above Liverpool in the league. We'll get stuck into it next.
I'm doing this gig up a ski slope, end of season in Austria, and I'm with my dad, and we're travelling down to the gondola. It's a big gig, but we'll get up there in a gondola, and my security goes, Maradona's here, and he wants to say hello to you. I'm like, Maradona in Austria? I'm like, yeah, get out of the car, and there's Maradona. And like, you know, I don't speak Spanish. And, you know, but we're very happy to see each other, and we have our pictures taken together, and we go up in the gondola, and my dad's like, what's your life like, son? I go, it's amazing, isn't it? People like Maradona want to come and see me, And then 2 days later, I'm looking at the news on the Mac, and Maradona is at the Chelsea game. And that Maradona hasn't got a beard at the Chelsea game. That wasn't Maradona that I met.
No, it was.
It was an imposter.
What, claiming to be Maradona?
Yeah.
As Lewis Hamilton, now at Ferrari, dares to dream of a record 8th F1 world title, the Tifosi will be hoping the Brits can bring glory back to Italy. To many, Ferrari and Formula One are inseparable. They're the only team in the sport today to have competed in the first World Championship in 1950, are the most successful team in history and have built some absolutely gorgeous cars. Their first driver's title was won in 1952 by Alberto Ascari. Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. Le Professeur Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Raikkonen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
It's Friday night on talkSPORT. It's the Sports Ball Weekend, and I'm Adam Catterall, Jamie O'Hara alongside me, talking about the weekend's football coming up. Of course, we've got the 8 o'clock at tomorrow, Liverpool versus Newcastle. We're going to get stuck into that in a moment or two. In around about half an hour from now, it will be the quiz. So if you like a little bit of football trivia, you want something for your WhatsApp groups this weekend, no bother. Stick around. I've no doubt the Quizzy Rascal's got something mega for you. 03717 22 33 44. Phone lines are open. Get stuck in. Listen, before I talk about Liverpool and Newcastle, I've noticed that Jackie wants to speak, doesn't she? Go on.
Jackie Knuckles?
Yeah, come on. Jack!
Hi, Jack.
Come on, Jamie, hello.
How are you?
Look at this. Here
I'm not too bad. I've got a few health issues, but I'm just getting on with life how I can, you know.
Serious or minor?
It's quite serious, actually, Catman.
Well, hopefully football will make you feel a touch better this weekend then, mate, eh?
Well, I hope so, yeah, but...
How you feeling about the game?
I think we're going to win.
Listen, right, Jax, they turned you over at second game of the season at your gaff, right?
Yeah.
You went through a period of time where I think they beat you 4 times on spin without you scoring a goal.
Yeah, we did.
Last 2, though, you've turned up and got some results there, haven't you? Is that what's giving you a little bit of confidence?
Yeah, because it's been really... I mean, I've been to Spurs a couple of times. I went in the Champions League when they beat us, and I went in the league as well. But at the end of the day, the hoodoo's gone now. It was just breaking that hoodoo.
The hoodoo's gone,
The hoodoo's gone.
It's gone.
The hoodoo's gone, Jamie. The hoodoo's gone. Yeah, and I think at the moment, now we've got Gahey and Semenyo, I think it's made us a lot stronger. But what I'd do, I'd take Foden out. I'd put Nico O'Reilly in with Rod there, play the back four that we played the other night. And then I put Turkey as a 10. I put Semenyo on one side. I put Marmoush on the other and Haaland up front.
Look at this.
Basically what Katz has said. You've been listening to Katz, haven't you? That's
Jackie Guardiola there. You've got it nailed, mate. Do you reckon he's going to do it, though?
No. Last Saturday, I know Haaland got dropped to the bench, but last Saturday, Turkey and Marmoush have got so much energy. You know, they're so small, they're young, you know, they really did have the energy last Saturday. But you've got to play Haaland on Sunday. You really have to play him on Sunday.
Jack, the key thing that you just said there, right, I think going forward, City, they don't have a problem. All the lads that you've just mentioned there are tremendous. The key thing
brilliant.
for me is whether he will do those two in midfield, whether he will bring Nico O'Reilly to play along.
Has he done that this season, though, Katz?
No, he's not done
Has he done that, Jack?
Not as a two.
No, he hasn't.
So he's not going to do that, is he?
No.
No, you know what Pep's like. I said it last week on Sports Bar, Jamie. He overthinks Pep, doesn't he? But as long as, like I say, Doku's out for a few weeks again, which is a bit of a shame. But
how good was he midweek, by the way?
Oh, he was brilliant.
For 35 minutes, he was unbelievable.
He was. He's been unbelievable most of the season.
Yeah, he has. He's had a good season.
His injuries, he's had quite a few injury niggles, but Marmoush on that side and Semenyo on the other. And you know what, Jamie? There's a stat. Semenyo always scored against Spurs, so get ready. The big blue shark's coming, Arsenal. It's coming.
The big blue shark is coming. Is that what you just said?
Yes, the big blue shark is coming for Arsenal.
Right.
You asked my mate, Big Steve, about who has his own YouTube channel. He knows you, Jamie, apparently, does our Steve. He's a great lad. He's got his own YouTube channel. But I tell you what, he started it a couple of years ago with Robbie on Arsenal TV. Right. The big blue shark's coming, and it did.
Jackie, do you reckon you're going to do it again this year?
I'm not saying yeah, and I'm not saying no, because you know me.
You just said the blue shark's coming.
What are you saying? Come on, then. Give us something.
I can't predict it, but if we go on one of them mad, crazy runs and we can keep the boys fit and strong, you know, I think we can just pip it. But you know what Arsenal are like? The bottle jobs.
Go on, Jack. Give it them. Let them know.
I will give it them. They always give it me on here, so I'm giving it them back now.
Well, I hope you do, Jack.
Jamie, enjoy the game on Sunday and the best team wins. And I'm not falling out with anyone.
She'll be ringing you on Monday, mate.
She'll be ringing me, yeah. She's not falling out with anyone. If they batter her, she'll be phoning up, giving it a big...
Yeah, I'd say if it goes City's way, she'll be first caller on Monday night. No doubt about that, mate.
Oh, absolutely.
Regarding the game at 8 o'clock, Liverpool-Newcastle, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got Ollie Clint coming up a little bit later on, and we're going to talk about Newcastle extensively.
Yeah.
Where are you at with Liverpool this season?
Not convinced. I think Arne Slot is under pressure.
Has it been a surprise to you, the drop-off?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
even given the churn of the amount of players that have gone out and then come in.
Yeah.
Because it does look like a completely different 11 to the one that actually won.
Yeah, I think, look, obviously they spent money and, you know, you bring in Isak, you bring in Ekitike, you make signings. Kirkes, I thought was brilliant at Bournemouth last season. I thought it was a good signing. So at the start of the season, you're going, wow. I mean, look at this team. And then all of a sudden you look at it and go, actually, they probably made too many changes. You know, obviously, you know, terrible that Diogo Jota passed away. Yeah. So that left a massive hole for them. You know, they let Diaz go. You know, Nunes left. You know, and then in the back four, they made Trent goes. Then Robertson obviously goes out the team. So all of a sudden, you're looking at that title-winning side. It's a completely different team.
Yeah.
So I think they probably done too much, made too many changes, and I don't think they've kind of found the way they want to play at the minute. Salah's dropped off, and I think they've struggled. You know, and I think they've probably shell shocked them a little bit because after being so solid and good last season, you know, players ain't really performed. Kanate's had a bad season. Van Dijk ain't been great. So I think Arne Slot then has all of a sudden come under a bit of pressure. And he has to then try and find results and get results. And there's been a lot of hoo-ha around the football club, which they probably didn't need. And it just kind of haven't quite happened. Look, I think they'll be back. I think they'll find the system that works for them. But this is a different Liverpool team than what I watched last season.
Do you think they've got the personnel to play front foot? Because he's been passive this year, hasn't he? He's low blocked it. He's setting them up not to get beat, but it's not necessarily working. Do you think they've got the personnel to be on that front foot and be pressing high?
I think that's their identity. I think that's what Jurgen Klopp instilled in that team. I think that's what he instilled in that club. You know, when he took over, Liverpool were in a disarray, really.
Yeah.
And then he made them this, force again, and that was their DNA. And I feel like Arne Slot's all of a sudden gone away from that. And I think, look, when I watched them last season, they still had that DNA. Yeah, he made them a bit more solid, but they still played like a Jurgen Klopp team. This season, they've been completely different. I think they need to play on that front foot. They need to play high tempo. I watched them the other day, Van Dijk, Salah standing out on the wing. Last season, Van Dijk used to bang Diag, put him in straight away, out of his feet. Where's Salah?
Yeah.
Now it's into Wirtz, out, Frimpong, then out to Salah. And I just think that's just not what Liverpool were about. How many times did you see Van Dijk, Diag, to Diaz, Diag to Salah? Trent gets the ball.
Trent's a big loss.
Oh, he is a massive loss.
Attacking-wise.
He's a massive loss. Liverpool fans don't want to say it, but he's a massive loss to him because Trent used to get the ball and his first thought was, who can I put in?
Yeah.
It wasn't, can I keep it? Can we move it around the back? Can we play slow possession? It was, right, head up, who's in? Is it Diaz in behind? Is it Salah down the side? That was his first thought. Is it a cross, bang, on the money? So losing him has changed how Liverpool play. And I think Arne Slot's changed how they play it. And I think Salah, I think some of them just look a bit lost playing in that team. I really do. And I think he's under pressure.
It's easy. All the players the way that they're playing, like you've just highlighted there, is a frustration point for Liverpool fans. When you actually look at the personnel that they've missed, the type of players that the type of player that they want to play, and the players that they have lost, they haven't replaced them kind of like for like, have they? Those attacking, front foot, aggressive type of players, and they've been caught in that flux of going, well, what do we do? We've got Ekitike. He's at the ground running. Oh, now we've got to find a place for Isak.
Yeah.
That didn't necessarily work.
Yeah.
And because of the way that those two guys play, Mo Salah's now caught out thinking, well, what do I actually do? Am I a guy that sets stuff up, or am I a guy that does what I do? And he's caught in between a rock and a hard place with the way that he's playing.
Yeah, I think everything before with Liverpool was to get Salah in.
Yeah.
Everyone was involved.
But that dynamic's changed.
And that's changed. It's completely different. Now Salah is trying to create chances for other people. That was never Salah's game. No. Salah was a finisher. That was his game. Salah was the one who ended the move, or he made something happen by himself. He wasn't a team player. He's never been a team player. Salah's always been about Salah. And you accept that because he's so good. He's a world-class player, and you accept that because you've got him in your team. And it was all about, he's the one we put in. Now it's about, can we get Florian Wirtz in a pocket? Can we get it out to Gakpo? Can we play off Ekitike? And I just feel like they've struggled. They've really struggled. And look, I think they'll come good because they've got top players. Isak is a top player.
Yeah.
He's a world-class. Ekitike is a brilliant player. They have got really good players. Florian Wirtz is a star. All right, he is. And the more I watch him, the more he's getting better. But I think they need to...
Does it work in this system, though?
I think it can work. I just think you've just got to try and go back to what Liverpool were, what made Liverpool Liverpool. And I don't think it's helped the fact that they brought in Kirkes and it's been a bit of a disaster.
Yeah.
They brought in Frimpong and he ain't been great.
He's not a right back, really. He's a winger, isn't he?
He's a right wing back. And I think they brought him in and that hasn't quite worked out. Conor Bradley comes back in, but then he gets a bad injury. And Van Dijk and Kanate have been poor. Yeah. But that's because they're getting exposed.
Yeah.
So I think once they figure out what they're doing at the back, then I think you can let that freedom happen again. But I don't know if Arne Slot... I'm not sure Arne Slot will be there.
By the end of the season?
Listen, if they get knocked out of the Champions League, I think they will make a decision. I think they will accept right now that they're in the Champions League and they've got a chance of winning that Champions League because, they are still Liverpool. I think the vultures are circling, mate. I think there's managers out there at the moment who Liverpool could get, like Alonso, and I think eventually that will end up happening. And I don't think Arne Slot will be there.
03717 22 33 44. We'll get you on the radio next.
They seem like a different team. You know, Fernandes is picking the ball up in areas he wants to, and it looks like he's controlling that midfield. You know, you've got Mainu who's come back into it. He's really, you know, amazing performances, really, when he hasn't played in the Premier League since probably May, isn't it? Something like that. So, certain players have come. Yeah, certain players have come back in, Ben, and it looks like they've been let off the leash. And some of the goals against Man United, against Arsenal, Cunha's goal was a fantastic winner. But even the second and first goal, Burmo took it so well.
Yeah, I think United have had these players. They've had players that are verging on the edge of world class. They've had them for the last couple of seasons, but they just haven't been able to show it. They haven't been able to go out there and
Now then, it is time for our resident Ruben Amorim lookalike to come and join us on the show with all the latest odds from talkSPORT Bet.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com for exclusive offers and bonuses. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Ruben Amorim is a thing of the past now, Ryan, any mate, you know what I mean? It's Team Carrick. I've no doubt that the beard will be going. You'll be getting yourself a nice long coat. Yeah?
Yeah, I know. I need to. I don't think I'm going to pull that look off, though. You know, I hate that I look like Ruben
more like
now.
Gollum, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you know what? I hear that name, Ruben Amorim, and I just get shivers now.
Yeah.
I just feel like I come out in a cold sweat. Honestly, it's awful.
He was your boy.
I know. Well, I was back. You have to back him, don't you? You have to back the manager. But
now look at you, hey? Now look at you.
Man United are back, aren't they? No, I'm not. No, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet, lads. But it has been how many times have I come on? You know, Monday to Thursday with you, Jay. Mm-hmm. Every Friday with you, Ad, and been miserable as a Manchester United fan. What a 2 weeks we've had.
Great. It's been great, mate. I've been enjoying my conversations with you.
Yeah, I bet you have. Yeah, but you know what? It's been just enjoy the moment. We can't be thinking about whether Carrick's going to get the job now, or just enjoy. We've had a fantastic 2 games. Enjoy it. We don't need no Carrick in, Carrick out business. Let's just relax, man. And
it's easy when you got games Saturday, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You ain't got anything to think about.
Well, yeah, I know. Masterstroke from Ruben. He's thought about the club's future.
Yeah.
When you think about it, he's put us in a great position. Bless him. So yeah, but I'm happy. I'm happy, Ad.
The big one is this weekend because you can get up for City, you can get up for Arsenal, you can motivate lads for that, can't you? Because this is the showpiece. Here you go, boys. You're playing against the big players here, the lads that are going for the league. Go and show them what you're all about. Fulham are in good nick, and they'll be coming to try and win this game against you guys, obviously, this weekend. This is the one where you've got to talk to them lads that don't know too much about Fulham and say, do you know that game that you did last week against Arsenal? I need that same level of commitment this week. Can he motivate them for these types of games? And if they turn up, then that conversation about whether Carrick's the man or not will be rife next week, no doubt.
100%. And do you know what? Three wins on the bounce, that would be as well, which, I mean, how long did it take Ruben just to get back-to-back victories? Carrick's done it in his first 2 games. But you're right.
Has that lad had his haircut, by the way?
Well, not yet.
Has he not done it yet?
I dropped it. We message from time to time. I never ask him if he's hopeful. I don't want to do that because I don't want to kill the hope in him.
Right.
But surely you get that 3rd win now against Fulham. There you are. You're in the final straight. 2 more games to go. But this would be 3 on the bounce, like you say. That would be unbelievable. But like you say, Fulham are no mugs, Catman, are they? They're no mugs. Yeah.
And in good form. And in good form as well, mate. They'll like I said, they'll be coming to Old Trafford fancying that. Let's have a look at some value then, shall we, pal? We'll start with Leeds versus Arsenal, mate. Where's the value in this one?
Yeah, you were talking about this at the top of the show, weren't you? I mean, Phil, the Leeds fan, felt confident, and then you had Jez, the Arsenal fan, who wasn't. And there's been shakiness, if not from the Arsenal camp, from the Arsenal fan base, for sure. They cannot get away with that. I've just been hearing it and seeing it all week, and they've been hurt before, haven't they, lads? You know, that's what it is, and they don't want to dare to dream. Now, when you look at Leeds' form, there's been a lot of draws in amongst their form recently, and the draw is 31-10 as it stands. That's not a bad price. Of course, Arsenal are favourites. A couple shaky results here and there. That loss to United won't do anything to the odds. They're 11-20 odds on favourites. Leeds right now being priced at 5-1. I heard you earlier saying, Jay, it could be a really difficult game.
They're 5-1.
5-1.
That ain't a bad bet, that.
I know.
Leeds to win.
Yeah, I'm telling you, mate. They're a good team. They cause problems.
That's what they'll make it tricky, won't they?
Yeah.
And
they're going to
Arsenal...
be. It is going to be raucous atmosphere.
100%.
It's good Ellen Road, isn't it?
Yeah, I've played there a few times. It's a tough place to go.
Especially if they smell blood, Jay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which they will, and I'm sure they'll be buying into this narrative that Arsenal could be shaky. Even the draw at 31-10, I say, is standing out. This game is home to the weekend Super Boost with talkSPORT Bet, so you're heading over to the app and check that out. It's over 0.5 goals in each half, so a goal in each half, boosted to 9-4. Arsenal to win and both teams to score is a boosted price to 11-4, but I am looking at the score draw at 19-4. I have to say, just as an outside bet, of course you would expect Arsenal to win this, but if you're buying into the shakiness narrative, and as I say, the fans certainly are, a score draw is 19-4. If you're a bit more hopeful, Havertz comes back and he scores. It's not really working for the big man, is it? But 6-4 any time for your bet builders, Havertz. That again could be a nice way to go.
Listen, score draw, Calvert-Lewin, get it on, son. That's your builder.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. It's not a bad shout. But like I say, the score draw itself is 19-4 right now. It's eyeing me up. It really is.
Yeah,
eyeing me up.
Eyeing me up. Yeah. Look, let's talk about obviously Spurs. Can I ask you what the odds are, because it feels like we should be favourites?
Yeah.
Did your voice go up at the end there?
Are you
favourites?
Telling me or
you went full Ron Burgundy?
As I said it, I wanted to I thought about it in my
brain.
Pull
it back in. It's gone.
And thought,
I can't get it back.
No, we're not favourites. We're definitely not favourites.
You said it now. It's out there. You said, I'm Jamie O'Hara.
We're not favourites,
very Ron Burgundy, wasn't it? Spurs are not favourites. Sorry. They're 18-5 as it stands at home. Your home form, Jay, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything being at home. It's one of those fixtures you can just ignore whose team name comes up first. In fact, City are odds on favourites of 7-10. I don't know though. I'm not sure. I think it could be.
I don't think they're that good.
No, I'm with.
They've won the last two though in the Premier League at York Place.
Yeah. Look. I think we will definitely give them a game. To say that they're odds on, I think that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Odds on.
Bad.
Yeah, well, it did.
Have
raise
you seen
an
you
eyebrow.
lot on this year?
Champions League, though.
Yeah. Champions League was sound. If it's a Champions League game, they'll win.
Yeah. Same as Liverpool, though. To be fair, the draw's 3-1, which I think some people are hopeful for a result. That could be the way to go. Sorry to say, there's a player I just wish that Manchester United snapped up, and he's been an absolute standout, which is Shirky. To get an assist is boosted, which I went to the boosters page and saw that he's 8-5 to get an assist. I actually think that's a really, really good price. But I do anticipate, Jay, it could be a tricky game. Sorry to say Spurs aren't favourites, but it could be a ding dong. This one, it could be a good one.
It's going to be a good game.
What's the value in your game on Sunday against Fulham?
Oh, gosh, I know. Well, we've said it. 2 games for Carrick against the top 2. 2 with, check Arteta and Pep off the list. I don't think Man United are back, don't get me wrong, but it has definitely been best case scenario for Carrick, especially when you consider, lads, how we actually played in both of those games. It's not just like it was a smash and grab. There was some world-class goals in the last one, and we absolutely thumped City. As you would expect, in fact, as you would expect, maybe not, but Manchester United are at home and odds-on favourites. I'll say that again, Man United fans, because I haven't said that much. Odds-on favourites at home. The Carrick effect is well and truly in place. 4-7 favourites, to be precise. Fulham are 9-2. Again, some people might think that could be quite generous. I know Man United are in form right now, but they are a good side, and they're quite hard to read. It's 32 goals for them, 32 goals against them. They're just one of those sides. It's a proper Premier League side this season. And 16-5 for the draw. If you want a Fulham-based bet, a 1-up early payout, you can get them at 7-5. If Fulham go 1-up, talks about a payout there and then at 7-5. It's very good. But I'm going to say it. And I heard, Jay, you were defending him against Cundy, and I was defending him yesterday on our podcast, Studs Up, and I was very proud of you for doing so. Bruno Fernandes, back in the 10, thriving again, the best 10 in the league.
Oh, here he is.
Is one of the best players in the league. Is 19-10 to get an assist. It's come in the last 2 times I've called it on the sports bar. 19-10 for an assist of a player his caliber at home. I think that's a fantastic price. I really do. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. He's back in the 10.
Loves a bit of Bruno, don't you, mate?
He's top draw, mate. He's top draw.
I'll die on the hill. I will die on the hill.
He is top draw. I love everything about him.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Only Kevin De Bruyne in recent history can you can convincingly say he's better.
Stop
in my
talking.
Opinion.
Stop it.
All right, there we go.
Calm
I'm
yourself
stopping
down,
now.
son.
Yeah. All right, yeah. I got too carried away, didn't I? Yeah. I did a reel. Get the contract on the table.
Give him the keys, man. Give him the keys. Final one, Chelsea West Ham, mate. What are you looking at?
Yeah, there was a few eyebrows raised by the appointment of the manager, wasn't there? But listen, he's been fantastic, and they've won 4 on the bounce. And that win against Napoli, I know people Chelsea were favourites, but they had to win Napoli. They had to win. That could have been a right old cauldron and an intimidating atmosphere. Now, Chelsea are odds-on favourites here at 1-2. Hammers are 19-4 to break a 5-game run at the Bridge. They've not won. In fact, they've lost all 5. So they are an informed side at the moment, but it's steeped in history, especially recently. They've not done too well. The draw's 18-5. What can you look at? Chelsea to win, both teams to score. Feels plausible for this. It's boosted to 19-10. Both teams are on form, but I would expect Chelsea to edge it. Somerville's the West Ham bias bet at 24-5. And I know all the Chelsea fans are watching on YouTube and they're screaming, they're listening to the Alexa. Esteval, okay, I've got his price in front of me. 95-40 Esteval. He's a proper talent, and he's that price to score any time tomorrow as he did in the week. So there we go.
There you go, mate. Listen. Go and get yourself some shut-eye, get yourself some nice rest. Big game for you on Sunday there, lad. You need to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
It'll be the first one in a long time I don't watch from behind the sofa, lads. So it'll be, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to it.
Good lad. All right, mate. See you in a bit.
Right, Rhino.
Cheers, boys.
Are you having Rossini at Chelsea?
I feel like he's at a coaching manual, when he talks.
Yeah.
But he knows his stuff. He's saying all the right things. Let's see. He's got an opportunity. He's British. See how he does.
I love that. He's British.
Well, we don't ain't too many managers who get opportunities at big clubs to be a British manager, Joe. So it's in that sense, it's good. We're seeing Michael Carrick, Eddie Howe, Liam Rossini. We're seeing managers get opportunities. How many managers of who are English or British actually get the opportunity to manage
especially
a big
with
club?
relatively no experience. With all due respect to Liam and to Michael, obviously at the top level.
But look, he's saying all the right things. Let's see how he does.
Okay. Stick with us. Quiz is coming up very, very shortly. We're going to have a little bit of a trip around Europe as well with Andy Brassel to see what's going on with those British players abroad.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com for exclusive offers and bonuses. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
looking at the points, they're on the same points as Crystal Palace. They're 2 in front of Leeds. They're 3 in front of Forest. They're 8 ahead of West Ham. They haven't won, though, in any of their last 5 games in the Premier League when they've played Burnley, West Ham, Bournemouth, Sunderland and Brentford. And the next 7 fixtures that they've got look pretty tricky. City at home at the weekend, United away, Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home, Fulham away, Palace at home, Liverpool away, straight after the international break, plus the Champions League fixtures thrown into that. Are they too good to get dragged into a relegation battle?
I think they are. And I think a bigger problem for them as well, Sam, is, like Crookie said there, some of these players are turning up in the Champions League. But are you looking at Simmons and saying, look at the standard of players you're playing against in the Champions League? As well. Yeah, Moani hasn't scored in the Premier League yet, but they're 10 points.
The latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is live now on YouTube and available on all podcast platforms. Matt Ford and comedian Alex Brooker are joined by 1998 world champion Emmanuel Petit as they discuss the mentality needed to win the football's most prestigious competition. That is How to Win the World Cup podcast, available now on the talkSPORT app or your favourite podcast provider. Now then, there's a lot of English players, British players doing the rounds in European football right now, doing incredibly well. Andy Brassel is going to give us the roundup.
Much like Jose Mourinho, Harry Kane makes the headlines even when he's not trying to. The England captain was left on the bench in the Champions League on Wednesday, but still came on to score Bayern's late winner at PSV. And so this weekend is fresh as a daisy as he faces the champion's favourite opponents, Hamburg, who managed to hold Bayern to just a 5-0 win back in September in the first meeting since Hamburg came back up after 7 years out of the top flight. Speaking of Mourinho, Jude Bellingham was not a happy camper after that loss for Real Madrid at Benfica in the week. They have a slightly easier task at home to very out-of-form neighbours Rayo Vallecano on Sunday. Now just 1 point behind leaders Barcelona. Marcus Rashford and company might have extended their lead by the time that Real play, though. They play the first of the two at Elche on Saturday night after Rashford's free kick set the seal on Barca's comeback win against Copenhagen this week that allowed them to seal the Champions League top 8 place. Mason Greenwood and Marseille have a big cloud hanging over them after their 3-0 loss at Club Brugge saw them dumped out of the Champions League by way of that Anatoly Trubin header as well, of course. So we'll see how much longer Roberto De Zerbi is the coach there. And we'll see if OM managed to find a new home for unwanted midfielder Angel Gomez before Monday night's deadline. They play Paris FC this weekend and have been in the capital hiding from the supporters' wrath since coming back to France from Belgium. Fourth place Lyon, meanwhile, will try and build on their hot streak at home to fellow Champions League chasers Lille on Sunday. But Tyler Morton and Ainsley Maitland-Niles aren't the English headliners in Eastern France this week. 17-year-old Alejandro Gomez Rodriguez gets the gold after scoring his Premier first-team goal against PAOK, which saw OL finish top of the Europa League stage and made former Southampton Academy player Gomez Rodriguez the youngest European competition goalscorer in Lyon's history, leapfrogging his teammate Remy Humbert, who is just 12 days older than him and took the record from Karim Benzema about an hour before that. Elsewhere, keep an eye on ex-Leeds and Millwall defender Charlie Cresswell ahead of Monday night. Hot property on the transfer market with Bundesliga clubs keen and sniffing around, but Cresswell is still set to play for Inform Toulouse at home to lowly Auxerre as stands. Finally, it's off to Italy, where Milan are still second, but now 5 points behind leaders Inter after last week's draw at Roma, which they were fortunate to get. Fikayo Tomori was again outstanding in the defensive effort in that 1-1 draw in the capital, and he and fellow ex-Chelsea man Ruben Loftus-Cheek could enjoy a bit of R&R this weekend because their away game at Bologna is not until Tuesday.
What did you make of all the Champions League games this weekend? Obviously, during the week. We have 5, obviously, English teams qualifying in the top 8. This new format's a little bit baffling, to be fair, isn't it? Especially this year, because you've got seeded teams now and the way that it all plays out the next time around.
Yeah.
5 go through, so therefore they don't have to play in February. We won't see them again until March. The playoff round, we've obviously got Newcastle and they're away at Karabag. I think that's very winnable for them, so you would imagine that they're going to get themselves through to the quarterfinals as well if they do it right.
Yeah, I think they'll find a way against Karabag. Look, Karabag are no mugs, but I think they'll obviously have the second game at home, Newcastle. I think they'll go through. I have to say, I enjoyed the format. I like the format, but it does feel like it favours the Premier League teams because we're just too strong. I just feel like we've just got too many good players now, and in the Premier League, and the European sides seem to struggle against us. I think there's only a couple of sides who, outside of the Premier League that could probably win it. PSG, being one of them. I don't think Real Madrid are good enough this season. I think Barcelona, maybe. Bayern Munich, I think have got a really good opportunity. But after that, it's like, you come up against these Premier League sides and we're just too strong. We're just too good. I just don't feel like anyone can compete. So, look, we'll see. The Benfica moment was unbelievable, wasn't it? What a moment that was for Mourinho.
Incredible. Mourinho sat there just grinning his little face off.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was peak Mourinho.
It was so peak. And you know what? I heard Ali McCoy's talking, I think it was on Breakfast, talking about the fact that he sent his players out late in the second half. And they started the second half late. And no one thought anything of it. But did you notice that was the last game that was being played?
Well, interesting that you just said that, because they held Manchester City's kickoff in order to... Because they want all the kickoffs to coincide with each other, because it's the last game day, isn't it? They want them all to coincide.
Yeah.
So Mourinho sent his lads out late, did he?
Yeah.
To not coincide with the kickoff.
Exactly. So the last game, everyone had finished, and the last game that was still going on was Benfica Real Madrid. And what happens? They know they need a goal. He sends the keeper up. He scores.
All eyes on me.
Yeah, all eyes on me. So, for him, I don't know how... It might have been a coincidence, but with Mourinho, I feel like everything like that is meant, and it was just an amazing thing to see. But I just sat there and thought, has he done that on purpose? Because if he has, that's a genius move.
I'm going to say something quite bold and out there now, but I want your opinion on it.
Go on.
I'm finding the Champions League this year far more entertaining than I am when I'm watching Premier League football.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Totally.
Premier League football seems quite formulaic and very systematic.
It's robotic.
There you go.
It's so robotic.
Whereas it feels a little bit... You've got a few more Mavericks in the Champions League and a little bit more entertainment.
Yeah. Well, I 100% agree with you. I feel like the Champions League, you can go and enjoy yourself. You go and express yourself, lads. Go and win the game. Because there's 8 fixtures. And the table's so big. You look at it and say, look, we can probably lose a couple. We'd still qualify.
Yeah.
But I think you have to go and win games. You have to go and get points.
Even away from home, you've got to go
away
and
from
win.
home, you got to go for it. And you have a go. And I feel like that has been, that's why I think the Champions League has been really enjoyable. And I think the Premier League, everyone's so scared of losing.
Yeah.
And so tight, and teams, know that they can sit in and make it horrible and, have this low block and we score a set piece or a long throw. And I feel like the Premier League has lost a bit of an edge. And I think, look, there's still certain games that, are great to watch. The Arsenal-Man United game the other day was one of them.
Fantastic.
Yeah. There are some brilliant games.
But they are the odd game. Whereas it's, traditionally, you'd sit in on a Sunday afternoon and you'd have 2 games there, right?
Yeah.
One of them would be a cracker.
Yeah.
You might get a 0-0, but one of them would be an absolute banger for a neutral to watch.
Yeah.
That is becoming less and less now on the weekend.
Yeah, I think this season, the way that the teams have set up has made it difficult for it to be kind of really breathtaking to watch. And I think, look, I'm hoping towards the end of the season that will kind of, filter out and teams will just start going for it. because I think, Man City have got to try and win the league. Arsenal have got to try and win the league. Teams are still going to be fighting for European football. So I think there'll be a bit more sort of throw of the dice attitude. But yeah, I agree. I think Champions League is good because teams have a go. Don't sit in.
Are you used to this, by the way? What we're about to do now?
Go on, I have no idea what we're doing, but I'm looking forward to it.
You're sitting over on this side.
I feel like we normally do a quiz, but we don't do it for long enough on the sports bar.
Oh well,
so
this isn't a quiz, mate. This is a marathon.
Is it?
Oh, he's full quiz night.
This is full works, is it?
This is the full hit. Yeah.
Sign me up. I love a quiz. People getting involved?
Yes, mate. It's that time of the night where the quizzy rascal Matt will come and join us, and he'll whiz out a little bit of a question in a minute. 03717 223344. You need that telephone number if you want to participate in it, and also take it down for your WhatsApp groups. Ping it round your mates this weekend. If you're on the bus to a game this weekend, this will obviously wreck a few heads.
Okay.
As we're going about. Firstly, how many answers are you looking for tonight?
The magic number tonight is 14.
14, there you go.
14?
Yeah. Let me explain to you what he does here, right?
Okay.
He'll give you a question, and automatically you'll think, I know a few of them.
Yeah.
So you'll get to probably about 10. No bother whatsoever.
Okay.
And then your last 4, you'll be in a mess.
You struggle, don't you?
This is prime example of that.
Is it?
Oh,
right,
yeah.
okay. So, number 12, 13, and 14, we've probably never heard of these people before, but we'll have a go anyway.
You know what? Don't underestimate my football knowledge.
Yeah, well,
I'm underestimating mine, mate, but we'll go on then. You can save the day today.
A lot of pressure on you tonight, Jamie.
Okay.
It is a Spurs question.
Is it?
I thought since we've got Jamie in, Spurs got a big game this weekend, obviously, against City.
Got all Spurs on him?
Absolutely.
Spursy.
I want you to name for me, it's quite simple, the top 14 all-time top goal scorers in the Premier League for Tottenham Hotspur.
Top 14 all time.
Yes.
Okay.
Premier League goals only.
Premier League goals only.
In the Premier League era.
Okay. And what? Do we just crack on and fire away?
Wait a minute. I'm going to put the phone number out, right? People are ringing.
All right.
You can have a little think. We'll go to a break, and then we'll come back. And it's them big, all right?
Okay.
So the top 14...
I've got 6 already.
Oh, my God.
Flying, isn't it? See?
Well...
might need another question by midnight.
6 doesn't win you, though, Jamie. You need more than 6.
You're only allowed 2 wrong answers.
14, we're guessing then, aren't we? We're guessing.
We're only allowed 2 wrong answers.
Well, you didn't say that.
Right?
You didn't say
so
that.
If we hit the post twice...
that makes it more interesting.
If we hit the post twice, he wins. All right? 03717 22 3344, the top 14 Spurs Premier League goal scorers of all time. Yeah?
That's right.
Okay, get stuck in.
Did you hear Ray's version this morning? Ed, have we got Ray's version of Singing Passenger? Take this in.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing. Played 38, won 26, lost exactly none.
Well, you only need the goals when they're running low. Only miss the net when the pressure grows. There's only one star boy by KO.
Saka off the bench to score. They are loving life at the Emirates.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Please, Pep, leave us alone. Come on, Arteta, you've got to bring it home.
Jump on that boat because this is the way that we're going to live the next 4 months.
Please don't let it go.
Win a trip to South Africa with the Barmy Army on talkSPORT.
England is back in South Africa next winter, and the Barmy Army is heading out in full force. This is your chance to be there with them. Win a week for two at the 2027 New Year's Test in Cape Town. What a trip this is going to be. Watch every day of the match at one of the world's greatest cricket grounds. Flights, hotel and spending money. It's all going to be covered for you. You'll secure 2 places with the official Barmy Army, putting you right in the heart of the atmosphere with the loudest, proudest fans in cricket. This is how you enter. For your chance to win, text the word WIN to 83338. That's WIN to 83338. Text will cost you £2.50 plus your standard network rate. You can call 0343 418 7260. Lines will close on the 6th of February at 4 p.m. That's when you need to answer the phone. If it rings, you've got to be over 18. UK residents only. It's a network promotion. Full terms and conditions are at talksport.com. For your chance to win, text the word WIN to 83338. Do it now. Good luck. Good trip. Good trip. Now then, before the break, the quiz master, the Quizzy Rascal, set this question for you. Can you name the top 14 Tottenham Hotspur Premier League goal scorers of all time? Obviously from 1992 to where we're at right now. In the Premier League, can you name the top 14 for Spurs? Or not lads that have played for Spurs and cleared off and scored more goals elsewhere, scored them for Spurs, yeah?
That's right.
Scored. just clarifying, mate, because we don't like any misses.
Absolutely.
All right. Here we go. So what we do, you have one, I have one, and then we open it up to the floor. All right? So 03717 22 3344. Where would you like to start, Mr. O'Hara?
Let's get the obvious ones out of the way. Harry Kane.
Lock it in. Oh, what a way.
What a surprise. What a surprise. How many goals, Jamie?
200 and something, did he?
He's got a lot.
He beat Jimmy. 200 club,
he's beat Jimmy Greaves' record.
213.
213 for him. Right. I'll go for his mate, Heung-min Son. Lock it in.
Yeah. There you go. You got 1 and 2. 127.
Okay. All right there.
Now we open it up.
We open it up. Let's get there. Richard, how are you, pal?
Not too bad, lads. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right, Rich. I'm all right.
Now, you know the rules, Rich. No misses today, mate. We want a clean sweep. Let's get this done.
Teddy Sheringham's got nearly 100, isn't he?
We agree with that, don't we?
Teddy Sheringham, definitely.
All right, then. You know what to do, mate. Do the business.
Lock in Teddy Sheringham.
See? This is a good start. Good start from the gang here.
Where is he?
Flying through these.
How many's he got?
He's third on the list. 97. Nearly 100 for Spurs. 97.
Okay. All right. Okay. Josh, how are you, pal?
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
What's going on this weekend, Josh?
Hold on, he's an Arsenal fan. We letting him come on.
Well, he might not.
Yeah,
he's not going to sabotage it. Don't you worry about it. Are you an Arsenal fan, Josh?
No, I'm a Tottenham fan.
Yeah, come on, then.
Is Josh the Arsenal fan?
Somebody's put Arsenal fan on your little moniker here on Arsenal.
You know what that is? I think he's one of them who phones up pretending to be an Arsenal fan, you know? He's one of them, isn't he? He's one of them.
Josh, what's going on this weekend, mate?
Spurs going to walk all over them, they always do.
Is that what it is? All right, mate. Come on, then. Give us an answer for this quiz.
Right. We'll do Robbie Keane.
You know what to do. Say the magic words, pal.
Yeah, definitely.
He means to say Robbie Keane. Lock it in. Go on. There we go. Yeah.
What number?
How many?
Of course, he's joint fourth. Are you going to do these in order as well?
Yeah, I think we are. Go on. How many's he got?
For it. 91.
All right. Okay. Spencer, how are you, pal?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Hi, Spence.
Yes, what's happening? Listen, I've just got to shout out Paddy Pimblett from last weekend, and then I'm going to say Jermaine Defoe. Lock it in.
Yeah.
Hey, nice. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk about that. How many's Defoe on?
Tied with Robbie Keane, 91.
He's on 91, isn't it?
Tell you what.
What did you make of Paddy's performance last week, mate?
Yeah, I thought it was good, but I thought the whole week building up, everyone was just basically disregarding Justin Gaethje. I think the Paddy in the next couple of years, it will do him good. He just needs to fight 5, 6, 7, 8, around them places. Let the title sort itself out. Hopefully our man gets his shot and just dominates that division. And yeah, we'll see where we go. But I loved it, and I can't wait for Tom Aspinall to get back. I'm just waiting for that. So
top man. Look at that lot of sense. I like it, Spence. Good man. Thanks for getting involved with the quiz as well, pal. Much appreciated. Josh, how are you, mate? Hang on, Josh is gone. Who have we got here now? We got Yusuf. How are you, pal?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well.
All right,
man.
Yusuf.
Yusuf, listen. Liverpool's your team, mate. What do you know about Spurs?
I don't know a bit about Spurs. We always beat them, you know. In league.
All right, go on then. Give us a right answer for this quiz then.
I've got a couple if you want.
Well, don't be good. Hang on a minute. Don't be greedy. Everybody else is having a go tonight. All you need to do is give us one, mate. Go on.
Okay, I'll give you Christian Eriksen.
It's a good shout, that.
Yeah.
Christian Eriksen. Listen, if we're looking at it now, right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers. Everybody's 91 or above. Eriksen, I think, will be 40, 50 plus.
At least 50, 60 at least.
Do you reckon he got 60 goals?
We're after 14 guys, right?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Go on then. We'll do it. We'll do Christian Eriksen. Go for it.
Christian Eriksen, lock him in.
Well, he said it. He said it. There you go.
That's a good shout.
How many?
51.
See? In and about. Right, so this is good.
Where's he on the list?
He's tied for 7th on the list.
Right, now this is good. So now we know the barometer, so we've got to be... There's going to be some in between 51 and 91. Michael, how are you?
I'm all right, pal. How are you, boys?
Very well. What's going on this weekend, Mike?
We are literally travelling home after working a bit of a night shift. 2 hours away.
All right, what'd you do?
We were decorators.
All right. Is the job finished or are you back next week?
We're back next week on a different level, in a care home.
All right, okay. Big job then, that, mate. Big job, innit?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay, as long as you're getting weighed in, pal, that's the most important thing. There you go. Now then,
Cash.
what's cash job? What's your answer for the quiz?
I've got a bit of an outsider.
Okay.
Klinsmann.
Yeah.
You said that early, didn't you?
I wrote him down. I don't know how many.
Listen, right. I think
the problem I've got with Klinsmann was he there long enough?
I think Klinsmann is, because he had one season magnificent, went away, come back, and the second season he wasn't amazing, was he? So I reckon he's in and around 30, around that number. I don't know if that's enough to be on here yet. I'm going to put him in car park, mate. All right?
Put him in car park, as well as I would say Ginola, and I'm not taking any more because I know you've got callers.
Okay, we'll put him in car park then as well.
Ginola ain't a bad
Yeah.
shout.
All right, mate.
I don't know if he's got enough.
Top man, have a good one, mate.
Right, so we park them.
Yeah,
so we can go back to him.
Yeah, we can come back to them. Don't you?
All right.
Don't you worry.
All right.
We don't commit. Craig, how are you?
Hi, mate. You all right?
All right, Craigie.
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you.
Yeah, good, man. Good.
Hi, mate.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the only one, Dele Alli.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely in there.
You're confident? Let's do it, man.
100%.
Do what you need to do, Craig.
Lock it in.
Hey, nice.
Fastest player to 50 goals.
So he's tied for 7th with Eriksen on 51.
So he got to 50 and stopped.
Yeah,
Is that it?
literally.
Is
He
that right?
literally did.
Okay. Hey, we're flying here.
Okay.
We'll take one more before the break. Albert, how are you, mate?
Liverpool Newcastle tomorrow, so I'll be watching that. But apart from that, just chilling, mate. Ready for Monday to go work again.
So you've had a long week at work, pal. A couple of tins tonight, a little bit of a chill out, and then you're on the footy tomorrow, yeah?
More than a couple tins, mate, and the 30 tomorrow, yes, sir.
Good lad, mate. Who's your team, by the way?
Liverpool, mate.
Do you reckon you're going to turn them over tomorrow or what?
Of course, yeah. Newcastle, no problem. The league, we'll win the Champions League, but whether we get the league or not, it might be a bit too far away.
Yeah, I think league might be a bit too far, but it's Liverpool, isn't it? Champions League, you never know, mate. You never know.
Yeah,
right, come on.
exactly that.
Give us an answer on this. What have you got?
Brother, mate, you have to time the question. I'll answer you straight away. What?
Right, okay. So,
Since you don't even listen to the question, you just phoned up.
For a chat, love it.
Love it.
You know what I mean? I tuned in. I thought, let's call him up then.
All right,
So
come on in.
question, I'm ready to answer, mate.
Right. Spurs, it's a Spurs question, all right? So concentrate on what I'm about to say. We're after the top 14 Tottenham Hotspur Premier League goal scorers of all time.
Top 14?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you who we've got so far?
Give us one, though.
Go on.
I'll tell you who we've got. We've got
Don't give
Kane,
us 14.
Son, Keane, Defoe, Sheringham, Eriksson, and Ali. We've got them. Who else is there?
Crouchy must have done it, wouldn't he? He's got to be up there. How long did he pay for them boys for?
I don't know. You'll know that, Jay. How long were Crouchy there?
He was there maybe 3-4 seasons.
That's not long enough, is it?
He's only said Crouch because Crouch is Liverpool, isn't he? That's why he's saying Crouch.
Do you know what? I don't think he's far off.
I
I think he might be in the 14.
Will Crouch have done more than Klinsmann?
I think so.
Surely.
Yeah. I'm more inclined to go Crouch.
Yeah.
Than Klinsmann right now. Go on, do Crouch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Go on, then.
Go on, let's take a risk. We go Crouch.
Go on.
Yep.
Go on, let's see where we're at.
Go on, where are we?
Crouch, lock it in.
Lock in.
Honestly, Albert.
Right. Look at you.
Shambles.
I like this. I like it.
Shambles.
Do you have Crouch's number? Do you know it?
No, he's not even anywhere near it.
He's not even anywhere near the 40.
No.
Right, we're going to reconvene. 03717 223344. We've hit the post once. We can't hit it again. Well, we can hit it again, but we can't hit it for a third time. There you go. Get stuck into the show.
This is Robbie Williams with Angels.
I sit and wait. Does an angel contemplate my fate? Or do they know the places where we go when we're grand? Cause I've been told that salvation lets their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel that love is dead in your car.